and welcome back to Cupcake Jemma channel with me, Jemma. And it is, I'm going to say it, we're in the throes of Christmas, the full-on throes of it. We've had all sorts of Christmassy things going on. You will hopefully have already seen our Christmas bakery tour video, and then we started all our Christmas stuff over here at the bakery too, so we've got a behind the scenes that you can watch as well. It's all go, and I am loving it. And today's recipe is actually a reboot of basically my second ever recipe that I uploaded to YouTube 10 whole years ago. So we are going to be celebrating the 10th anniversary of Cupcake Jemma in the new year. Just, you know, people are all partied out this time of year, so we want to focus on that a little bit more in the new year. So there'll be loads of cool stuff happening in the run up to that. But this is a really old school recipe because it is literally, I think it was the second, maybe third recipe I ever posted for a Christmas Spice Cupcake. And it's one of those flavors that's been on Crumbs and Doilies menus for, well, since I started really. And not a lot has changed with it. It's still just as delicious as it ever was. The only difference today is that I'm going to be using Armagnac instead of brandy, just to mix it up a bit. I mean, it's not that much different, but we had some lying around from last Christmas party, so I thought I'd use it up. But anyway, we're going to make the sponge first, and it's a really simple all-in-one method, as per usual with the cupcakes. So I'm going to put my soft butter. You can see this is really like spreadably soft. That's how you want it for sponges and buttercreams, really. And if you can't achieve that at room temperature, then go ahead, put it next to a radiator or in the microwave for a couple of seconds at a time. Butter's in, I'm gonna sift the rest of my ingredients in. So I'm gonna start with my self-raising flour, then I'm going to put my caster sugar in as well, and then I have my Christmas spices. So I've got ginger and cinnamon, obviously, you can't do Christmas without those, but also a little pinch of cloves, just to really boost those Christmassy vibes. Then I have a bicarbonate of soda, a little bit of salt, and I'm just going to shuffle that through the sieve until it's all gone through. Now, before I put the eggs in, I'm going to get my milk, my liquid ingredients ready, because I am going to put a little bit of milk in, but also some golden syrup, this lovely stuff. Hopefully you can find this where you are. It's a very British thing. You've probably seen me use it a million times. But it's just going to add a really nice sort of moist, lovely sort of warm, rich, sweet flavour to it. I love this stuff on porridge, it's the best. So just mix that a little bit with a whisk or a fork or a spoon. I actually like to do that with a slightly warm milk, so I just put it in the microwave for 5 seconds before I did that. Just helps the golden syrup mix through it a little bit easier. And that's the last thing that's going to go in. So the next thing is eggs. So I've got 2 large free-range eggs. I'm just going to put those straight in the bowl. And then beat that together for about 30 seconds until it's really well combined. And then you can reduce the speed to a minimum, again, so you don't get splashed in the face when you pour in your milk and golden syrup mixture. So just pour that in slowly with the mixer going around and then increase the speed. Give it another 30 seconds until it's really well combined. Stop it and scrape the bowl and the bottom and the sides as well, just to make sure all those bits and bobs are in there. And then just give it one last blast, just to make sure it's all really nice and smooth and well mixed, and then it's ready. Lovely, lovely. This smells so nice already. And it's a really lovely colour, but it actually bakes quite dark. We're all just like marvelling at it a minute ago, how dark it goes. But it's just a really lovely sponge, and all those lovely flavours are so Christmassy, and you can already get in the Christmassy spirit right now. Right, I'm using my trusty spoons, guys, and if you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. You can use a piping bag. That's what they do downstairs for speed. But this is how I've always done my cupcakes, and I'm not going to stop now. Not for you, not for them, not for the man, not for anyone. Spoons are the way forward. And these just need to be baked as usual at 170 degrees C in a fan assisted oven, or do your adjustments if you don't have a fan assisted. And I'm going to bake these for 20 to 22 minutes. I always check them at 20 and give them a little touch on top. If they spring back nicely, they're ready. If they don't yet, another couple of minutes is great. Well, my cakes are cooling. They've been out of the oven for just a couple of minutes, so I'm gonna let them sit there and cool down while I get on with the buttercream. And as I said earlier, in the original video, this was a brandy buttercream. That's like, for me, quintessentially Christmassy, like brandy butter. But I didn't have any brandy. I had this bottle of Armagnac, which we used in a really delicious mulled cider at the Christmas party last year. You only need a little bit, and actually I found it quite difficult to find Armagnac. I think it's quite fancy, everyone. So if you don't want to use Armagnac, go ahead and use brandy, or you can use whiskey. That's also quite Christmassy. But this has got a really nice, I've been sniffing it for the last 5 minutes, a really lovely, warm, spicy, slightly vanilla-y smell. It's yummy. I might have a little sip of that later. Right, so I've got my soft butter, again, just like with the sponge, it's nice and spreadable. Plop that in. And then just beat that for about 5 minutes on quite a sort of high speed if you're using a mixer, or if you're using an electric hand mixer as well. You want to make sure that it's gone really, really pale and fluffy before we start adding sugar. And as you can see, it's ready. It's really, really light in colour, not yellow anymore. So it's time to add the sugar. So as usual, I've sifted my icing sugar first. Make sure you always do that because there's always lumps, always. And I'm going to add half now. Give it a really good beat for about 3 or 4 minutes before I add the next lot, and then give that another beat for another 3 or 4 minutes. And then it's Armagnac time. Now for the Armagnac. So I'm gonna start by putting 2 tablespoons of that in and giving it a really good beat, just making sure all the bottoms and the sides are incorporated as well. And then just test it, test the texture of it. If you feel like it needs a little bit more, go right ahead. I'm gonna add a little bit extra, maybe like 3/4 of a teaspoon, and then it'll end up lovely and silky and whippy and light. Oh, it's time to put all this Christmassy goodness together. So I've got my cakes ready, I've got my buttercream in a big piping bag, and I am going to be using a multi-star nozzle. This is like a 20-point star, 16 millimeters. I don't know what the code is. Just have to Google it. But we have loads of piping nozzles on the Cupcake Jemma website, so check them out. And I've got my very, very festive sprinkles here, which I'm very excited about. There's all sorts of things in here, like little trees and little candy canes, little gingerbread men. And you can get those from Harrison Sprinkles. They are a really great UK-based sprinkle company. They have loads of amazing sprinkles, and we get all of ours from there, so check them out. But anyway, you can decorate these however you like. You know, you can have silver balls, you can, I don't know, stick a gingerbread man on top, whatever. It's Christmas, you do whatever you like, but I'm just gonna get on with it. Oh my goodness, look at the state of this. This is like maximum Christmas party vibes going on over here. We are covered in sprinkles, and I am very excited. Everything smells amazing. So let's get it in my gob. Ooh, look at that. Lovely, lovely sponge, all spicy, all lovely and moist. Right, get in my gob. Yum, that's just right. Just the right amount of spices, not too much cloves, because sometimes it can be a bit overpowering. The Armagnac really goes so nicely with the spices as well. It feels like, it genuinely does taste like a mouthful of Christmas. That's lovely. And this buttercream, something happens to buttercream when you put alcohol in it. It goes like extra smooth. I don't know if anyone else has it. Don't you agree? Yes. They do, they agree. More booze in your buttercreams, everybody. So make sure you check out all of our Christmas stuff, which we've got coming up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you've got your notification bell clicked so that we can tell you when we're uploading, because there's gonna be some extra stuff coming your way. Also, make sure you are a member of the Bake Club if you can be. It really helps us support the channel, and you get to chat with us. So we've just started a new thing where we chat with you. You can literally message me and Dane and Nikki, and we will get back to you, and I start these little chats and we have little discussions, and it's really nice. So if you want to do that, then head over to patreon.com/Cupcake Jemma to join. All that matters is it's Christmas. We are fully in it and we are loving it. So stay tuned. There's going to be loads more Christmas bakes coming your way. And until then, happy Christmas Eve. It's quite a few. Anyway, I'm going to eat this cake.